wouldn't say I've got.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've got friends.
Would you put part of that blame on yourself? Because
Yeah,
you need to say, "Oh, no one's my friend on the phone."
maybe I'm not. You probably know, but back in the day, I used to be this happy-go-lucky kid. I used to always be out, be the one. I'd be like
Yeah.
the one drinking. I'd be the confident one and all that. When me and the wife split up, a lot of my confidence went. I don't really want to be. I don't.
In what way?
I don't have a lot of confidence. Like I don't really want to say too much, but like a lot of. There was a bit of spite, a bit angry. She was angry. I was angry. Things have been said out of anger. She didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Things have been said for anger, but words stay with you.
Yeah.
And like.
Yeah, they cut deep. You can't take them back.
Yeah. And I don't want to go too into that. I don't want people, why he's slagging such. I ain't saying, we got on great.
Mate, it happens when you split up with.
But it's normal. I'm the same. I wasn't perfect. People point score, and it's even harder when you got kids.
Yeah.
And it's it's one of them. Like,
yeah, you got to protect the kids, and I think it really gets to a point of when it's getting poisonous.
Yeah, things have got set. It's quite bad at times.
Okay.
And
you still in contact?
Yeah. We got on. I'll be honest, and it doesn't really matter who it is. We get on better now, as as friends and whatever, than we did when we were married.
Yeah.
We're just good co-parents together. And it works.
I think that's important.
It works. If I want the kids, whatever, it's not like you got to do this, got to do that. Like if I'll pay for my kids, the maintenance as they say, but I just don't go through all that. We just, do you know what I mean?
Sort of like amongst
yourself. And of course, and if I'm, if I was working on a building site and it rained that week and I only done like one day that week, it'd be like, oh, just pay double next week, stuff like that, and it it works. Brilliant. And it's the same with me. If she needed anything or whatever, or you couldn't help with this, could you? Straight away, of course. My kid, we get on fine. And my girlfriend now is happy with that, and like it all works out. It's all worked out well in that front. It's just me personally, I hold a lot of things back just through I'm just going through so much. I can't get over it. I can't get over parent. I can't get over losing no boxing, losing both kids, both parents. The family lifestyles change. It's just I've gone from everything being so busy to having so much time on my hands, and it's just me personally. Everything else around is it's going okay.
Yeah, I with the parents thing, unfortunately, that's something that you ain't never gonna get over. Like that, grief is a powerful thing. Like, you grieve forever.
I don't think you do. Yeah, you just learn to cope with it, I suppose.
The boxing thing, you're doing the right.
I think everything's getting better and easier in time. I don't know. I don't think I'm dealing with it. I'm just taking day by day. Tomorrow's a different day. I might not. I will still miss my dad and my mum, but might not bring a tear tomorrow. It's one of them.
Yeah, it's a thought as opposed to a feeling. Yeah, I get that, mate. I think like I said, I'm blessed my mum and dad's still alive, but I know at some point that's not going to be the case. They're obviously going to pass away. So I can't relate on that level, but I look at it as like I had a family member die last year, quite sudden, and it was. I think they're the worst when they just when you don't expect it.
Yeah.
And then it's because it's the questions and like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there was questions. Like is there something they weren't telling me?
Yeah.
And I get it because I wouldn't want to tell my kids.
I was going to say, but they would have told you anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Parents don't.
No.
They just get on with it.
No, I don't blame them on nothing, but it is annoying. Like, if he is having problems, or he must have known something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. How old was he?
I don't know. I don't really
60s?
know. Yeah.
It was over about 60s, wasn't it? Yeah. That's what I mean. Like now you think it's not that old, is it? 60s. So you think people grow 80s, 90s, like they get old, don't they? But Unfortunately, mate, like that as tough as it is, it's something that and it's not something that you have to deal with on your own. There are plenty of group, and I've said to you about the Man Up, and I'll bang the drum forever. I think it's an absolutely amazing group, man. It really is.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's not for some people, because I think a lot of people struggle to talk.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, but it's one of them, mate. We could be in this. We could be in it now, and it get round to you because we take it in turns, right? So we get round to you like, oh, Andy, do you want to talk today? If you want to talk, talk. If you don't, say, oh, not today. No worries.
I don't like talking about me. It's not about me.
But if you don't want to, it just moves on. You can just be listening. Do you know what I mean? If you want to talk, say something. If you don't want to talk, no worries, and we go on.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been in a couple of sessions. There's a few people like, oh, not today, sort of thing. And then next session, oh, well, yeah, this happened. And then next thing you know, they're talking. Because all the people in that group, the thing they got in common is the pain they're in.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And like when you're saying about, like you said earlier, not being able to deal with it and it's all piling on you, you realise just how many people are in the same boat.
100%. In my training, I train people. People that offload. I know a lot of things about a lot of people. They don't know nothing about me. They think I'm, do you know what I mean?
But mate, that alone, you should feel proud of. Because you obviously have something about you that people feel, this guy's a good guy. I could talk to this guy.
Yeah. You
ever thought of it like that?
Yeah, of course. I help people. Just speak to me. But I'm a hypocrite because I don't.
You just need to find it, mate. That's all. You just need to find that person. I mean, you've come in today. This is a massive step.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But talk about what? Like
anything. You don't have to see. That's the problem, right? And let's touch on that. When men have these mental health issues, they don't know how to talk about it. Like, oh, I'm feeling really down, and you don't have to label it, right? Just talk. I'm feeling a bit shit today. This happened, and this triggered me. This happened. That is it. That's all you got to do. Just talking. You don't have to label it. It doesn't have to be a massive grand gesture. It doesn't have to be a big conversation. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like even now, just talking.
Yeah, of course.
Like you'll probably walk away from this. Everyone who comes away from these interviews, they go away and they, oh mate, I feel real like lightened.
Yeah. I get. Yeah, maybe. I'm not one for it. I'm not one for.
And where's that got you, man?
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Where's it got you?
Spending in tears sometimes, but
so the only way's up.
I'm not really. Yeah. I get it. I do get it.
Have you heard that saying? Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you need to be doing right now.
Yeah. It'd
be hard.
I just don't know. I just don't know how. Like I don't.
No one does, mate. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this situation. If you knew how to talk and communicate and express your feelings, you wouldn't be in this situation. The whole point of why I started this is because so many men don't know how to talk. You're raised, man up, stiff upper lip, don't cry, boys don't cry, like all that. And so you're like, oh, get on, masculine. And then all of a sudden, when you're getting older and you think, oh, I'm feeling really down, I don't know how to express myself. Because you've never been taught how to.
I'm just like, it's just, I'm not, people know about me, whatever, like know about my life. I've been on camera and whatever. It's not, I'm not shy, nothing like that. But regardless of how I'm feeling, you're right. Yeah. I'm all right. Cool. I'm hard.
Right. Get on.
I'm hard.
Here's what it is.
Yeah, I joke about it. Like, yeah, I'm hard. I'm all right. Why? You not? And then make a joke, and then it's all forgotten about. You know what I mean? But I'm not all right.
Yeah.
But why do I say I am?
In your head, you're probably like, why have I said that? I'm not all right. Why didn't I just tell him?
Yeah. But
it's a journey, mate. It's not an overnight thing. It's not something you can just go in and have one session with a therapist or go and sit in one group and then go, oh, thank God I'm cured. And one thing that I talk quite a lot about is with any level of depression, right? You don't conquer depression. No, it's not like something you go like, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I need to get over this. You just learn to deal with it. You with me? When you have lived the life you've lived, and that high octane, especially the boxing alone, like we said earlier, we don't play boxing. It's a life.
Yeah.
It's a life. You don't just switch off and you get out the ring. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden now, all these things you feel that they're being taken away from you, rightly or wrongly, they're being taken away from you.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get taught? You don't get taught that. Right, so this is going to happen to you, Anne, but when you're 42, this is what's going to happen to you. That's going to, that. Do you know what I mean? You don't get taught it.
Yeah.
So just one step at a time. You've done, the fact that you're even here today is amazing.
Yeah.
And you should feel proud of yourself that you're taking this journey. Because, like you said, what's the alternative, mate?
But that's the thing. That's the thing. Everything I've done, people say, yeah, you must be proud. I'm not proud. I'm not proud of. I feel like I underachieved. I feel, apart from my girlfriend, obviously careful in what I say because she's great. She's good as gold. She's always there. But I feel on my own.
Yeah.
But the reason why I feel on my own is because I don't talk. Like I don't tell her if anything's wrong. I feel like no one cares. No, it's fine. They do care. I'm not trying to last one word. She does care, but I'm like,
mate, you'll think you hit it on the head. I used to think the same way. It's like and this is another thing, right? So I say to you, I agree with you. I don't think people generally care, right? They care, and they do a level of care, but ultimately everyone has their own shit to deal with.
Yeah.
The problem is with a lot of people, they're always looking at everyone else to help. Help's got to come from within. Yeah. You've got to help yourself.
Like if I had a problem, whatever, and there's my mum and dad, right, okay, so what we're going to do then?
Yeah.
How we're going to do this? They would sit, you know what I mean? That's
solution.
My girlfriend would do the same. That's how she'd do. She'd be like, so what we're going to do then? Like, you got to do something.
Yeah.
Like, I get that. Go out, we were saying about friends, not so much friends, people I know, and they're like, yeah, I'll do that. I struggle with the boxing side of things. I tell people, sorry to hear that. Hey, just pick up the phone if you want to speak to me. They don't mean it. It's just a way of ending that conversation.
Do they? Or do you just think they don't?
Maybe it's just, I just don't.
Have you ever picked that phone up and called them?
No.
But there you go. So you don't know if they mean it or not because you've never took them up on that offer. Have you?
No. But
does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. I know what you're trying to say.
I've never rung them to ask them.
No, it's just one of them, isn't it? It's just a standard thing. It's like, yeah, see you later. I'm not going to see you later. Yeah. But I just say, see you later.
How you doing, mate? You're right.
Yeah. I'll see you later.
You're asking how I'm doing? No, I'm just saying how you doing.
Yeah, it's just as a passive thing, and I feel like that's how it is. Give me a ring if you need anything, or I'm only a message away. But then that's it. Like,
you'd be surprised when people feel the same way.
I get it, because I would say the same to them, and I really do mean it.
Yeah.
Like, if you ring me, I'll sort something out. I don't know, but
do you hear what you just said?
Yeah, I'm really I'm really hypocrite. 100%. And I said this before, like halfway through this. I'm a hypocrite. I know you need to speak. I don't.
I get it, mate. I used to be the same. It's like the problem is you feel like no one wants to listen to your bullshit. Or the thing is, it's not that.
Everyone's got their own problems.
Everyone's got their own problems, and you don't think they can understand fully what you're going through because they're not living the life you're living.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you cloned you and put you here, I would know exactly what you're talking about because we both lived it. But when you try and explain to someone something that they can't even comprehend, they'll give you a generic answer. Oh, mate, that must be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be hard.
Yeah.
So what we touched about earlier about the boxing thing, when you say like them not having no help after, and if you think, yourself included, how many boxers, ex-boxers are out there?
So many have that
what could be done? What could be done to get these guys, not necessarily in a room,
yeah,
but in some form of almost like a charity, like a support forum, or you know what I mean? That you can all just sit together every now and then and have a.
Is there anything? Do you know what I mean? Is there anything?
I don't know. Might be worth having a look.
Yeah, it's just one of them. It's so hard.
I think boxing gets a bit of a bad rep, really.
Yeah.
Because a lot of other sports seem to be going along that way. Even construction. There's quite a few charities out there now, Band of Brothers. Like, there's quite a few that people who can't do it, or construction, as you know, is a hard slog. There's a lot of men in construction that struggle. The suicide rates in construction is just crazy high. But I mean, would it benefit you if you could talk to like-minded boxers?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I
just so they can understand truly how you feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all right talking to me or talking to someone else, but these guys will know. They know exactly how you feel. They know about the sleepless nights, the training, making weight. They're gonna know that. And they're probably going through the same things. Not as similar stories, but
no, yeah, they do. You hear it like all the time. You hear boxers they struggle. They've gone from being somebody, like being in the front of this, to nobody.
Yeah.
And people do struggle with that. Hear it all the time. I'm one of them. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying I'm a celebrity or anything like that, but it was just my way of life. I miss that life. Yeah. Don't ask me why. Not be able to eat. I have to get up at 4:30, go for runs and all that. But I loved all that.
Yeah. You still getting up early now? Do you still get up?
Only to go to work. Today I had a session in at 5:15. So it's getting up. I don't train religiously like I did. I used to train 2-3 times a day. Now I'm training 3 times a week.
I remember I used to see you running.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Shane, right? Yeah, I see your van. Yeah,
the good old days.
Yeah.
Because you were ripped then, mate. Man, you used to look after yourself, mate.
Yeah, to be fair, I looked.
As you can see, me too.
Yeah. I looked ripped, but on the inside, I was dead. Yeah. People were like, "Oh, I don't know." Yeah, I made weight by eating like 3 meals a week.
Yeah.
There's 4 days where I'd eat nothing. And I wasn't healthy. I used to look for them scales.
Yeah.
Day before weigh-in, come fight night, I was 16 pounds heavier. Not so ripped. But in less than 24 hours.
Is that quite regular for boxers? Would they regularly like?
Yeah, that's why I went to the weight I did. People say, when you fight the weight up, at least then you can eat. Yeah. I fought at the weight up, so I go up to say 10 stone.
Yeah.
But then I would only put on like 3 pounds, and I'm fighting these 10 stoners, and now 11 stone 4. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a big.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah. Because they boil down like I do when I get to like 9 stone 3. And so I just weren't big enough to fight at the weight above. I was just one of them that struggled to make the weight. I would always make it because of discipline.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't.
Oh, mate, that's one thing I lack massively. Discipline.
Yeah. Training's the easy bit. It's what goes on your plate is the hard.
I don't get me wrong. Like, so this morning I made some spinach, eggs.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and some turkey rashers.
Yeah.
And then for lunch, chicken breast, broccoli.
Nice.
Some rice.
Yeah.
And avocado.
Good. What about tomorrow?
Oh, chip shop tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Fair play.
Because I'm not working at the moment. I'm looking for a job. So I've got a lot of time on my hands during the day, and it's the boredom, man. And like one thing you touched on earlier about having time on your hands and like thinking stuff like that, like I ain't gonna lie, like it's getting me down, like just sitting there and like you're constantly thinking about the emails you sent out for that job or something. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm there and I'm like, everyone's at work.
Yeah.
You start thinking, oh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's really hard to explain, but I've really like last month, like this channel was really sort of kept me focused, and the hoodies are going well. People are buying them.
Yeah.
the message is getting it. Yeah, man. Let me know. Yeah. Let me know. My man Rich will sort it out. He's dropping them off tonight. Actually, everyone's, but they're it's just getting a message out. And the whole point of what I'm trying to do is literally for what? For reasons like for you, like it's just getting people to understand it's okay to talk. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're going to be judged either way, right? Because that's what people worry about. It's like, oh, people are going to judge me, and you're going to be judged either way. Like, don't worry. Like, it's like, what's the old saying there? I like you, you don't, right?
Yeah.
Too many people worry about what everyone else thinks because they think of them more than they actually do. Yeah. No one really cares.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I care what people think. I don't know. I just want that. I just don't talk. Like, there'd be a few with a girlfriend, we'd have an argument, and she'd be like, well, I didn't know you was feeling like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm trying to do this. Yeah. Like, I've got this going on in my head. I've got this going on. She's like, well, I didn't know.
Yeah.
She didn't.
Yeah.
You know, but I almost feel like, well, you should know. But why should she know? Like, I haven't told her.
You should have read my mood. You should have read my
Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I just don't talk. Whenever anyone asks, I could leave in a, like you say, yeah, you're right. You know I'm not all right. You've just listened for the last hour of how I'm not all right. You know, I've missed my boss. I miss my mum, miss my dad. I miss my family every day. I see them on weekends. It's great. But do you know what I mean? I miss that lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's, you know I'm not all right. But you're right? Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know any other way.
Yeah.
You know?
But don't get me wrong, like, you're not, if someone sees you in the street and says, you're Anne, you're not going to stand there.
No, actually. No,
no, you got 10 minutes.
Yeah, you got an hour. Yeah.
You're not going to do that. It's just not feasible. But you can say, oh, I'm struggling a little bit. If you got some time this week, I'd love to catch up on a beer or drink, whatever, and make just, could do is get some things off my chest. That's what you got to say. When you say to people like, oh, I'm really struggling, I need help, people recoil because they're not trained to help you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you just open and say, look, I could do get some things off my chest, and you're all right to listen for a bit. Yeah, of course, mate. That's what you got to do is listen. People feel like they don't want to hear it because they haven't got the words.
I'm new to all this, right? So you just said that, right? Yeah. Can you listen to me for a bit? Right. I feel like, what will that do? Right. So I tell you my problems.
Yeah.
And you go, oh yeah, that's pretty shit, mate. It's crap. How has that made me? I know it sounds selfish, and no, this is it. But I'm just asking, like, reason why I haven't is because I'm looking on it from the outside and I'm thinking, my problems are still there just because I've told him.
Yeah.
Why is that making me better? How is that? I know,
because
like,
you're getting it off your chest. The problem is we're always looking for answers. If I ask you a question, I want an answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment you stop trying to find answers,
turning into a little debate now, but I'm just saying from my outside in and all that.
If you have a question, and let's just say, for example, you went, even if you go to a therapist, right? So you're paying them to listen to you.
Yeah.
They don't give you answers. They listen to you. They're no different to the person on the street. Just listening. It's you talking, expressing your feelings.
Yeah.
Opening up and saying, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. That's all it is. Just unburdening that tension around the chest. Do you know when you feel tight at times and there's so much going on? Like, so one thing in your brain is 1,000 miles an hour, but when you feel so tight, just, I feel better. Problem, what's the saying? Problem shared.
Yeah, problem solved.
Problem halved.
Halved, yes, sorry.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's all right if you say, oh, I don't like it, but there's two things you've said to me. You haven't spoke to anyone.
No.
And two, you've not just sat with someone and talked. So you say you don't know how to talk. You don't know how to talk. You've been brilliant, mate. You've been opening up. I don't know different you just speaking to someone else and go, oh, mate, yeah, feeling this way, feeling this way.
Yeah.
Don't look for a solution. Just express.
Yeah.
Don't look for answers of people because they haven't got the answers. They're not trained. They don't know your situation. They don't feel the way you feel. They don't think the way you think. So they can't give you the answer you're looking for. But
so do you think most men think how I'm thinking now, and that's why they don't talk?
In what way?
Why? Why talk? What difference is it going to make? What difference does it make if you know my problems to if you not know my problems?
Yeah. I don't think men talk. I think men don't talk because they think, what's the point? I do. 100% believe that. Because they're like, well, what's the point? You're not going to solve it. You're not going to solve my problem.
Like it's not an ego thing. I don't feel any weaker because I'm telling you my problems. It's not that. I just feel, why? Do you know what I'm saying? You know, like men don't talk because they want to be alpha. They don't want to feel like they've got problems. They don't want to feel like
they don't want to show weakness.
Yeah, they're missing. Yeah, you know, they're missing. Them like whatever. They don't want to show a sign of weakness there or a kink in their little armor. I'm not egotistic. I'm not like that. I'm quite. My mind is quite. It's strong, but I have got problems.
Yeah,
but it's not. I don't mind you knowing my problems. It's just more of, well, why?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I get it.
I don't know if that's a good thing for you, especially on here, or if it's not. No. But I'm just saying to you, I probably think the reason why I don't talk is because I feel like I don't know if that's going to be the answer. Like you say, don't go looking for the answers, but I don't know if that's just the way I'm seeing it. It might be a shallow way of thinking, but I just feel, what's going to change? Now you know my problems.
Not overnight, mate. Nothing. Nothing's going to change overnight because the problems are still there. But the difference is you're sharing them now.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not just all you in your head. You're sharing the problem and you're talking about it.
Yeah.
When you're constantly thinking, that's like you're trying to tell yourself the answer because you're only talking to yourself. But your answer is going to be the same because you're only talking to yourself.
Yeah.
So when you just releasing and just talking, relaxing and just talking, mate, honestly, the power of just having a conversation, 5-minute conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just talking to someone who's going to listen. Honestly, mate, it's powerful.
Yeah.
And you've made the start.
Yeah.
Made the start. And
we're going to see.
And you'll see people will watch it and they'll be like, and they'll be ringing you up, mate. And they'll be like, let's talk to me.
What are you on about? I'm your friend.
It's not. It does upset a lot of people because they feel, I didn't know. Why didn't you talk to me?
Yeah.
But we've touched on it. I'm saying about not wanting to burden people.
Yeah.
With your problems.
I just know people like everyone that I speak to. If I'm not doing a certain thing, I won't speak to them.
Yeah.
Like all the people I speak to is work, right? And now if I wasn't at work doing one-to-ones and all that, and then messaging me, can we have a one-to-one? I wouldn't hear from them. Like they'll speak to me there and then. They're great. They want to be my mate because they want the 6 o'clock evening slot on a Tuesday. Because if I wasn't doing those one-to-ones and I went into a different job, I don't know, I went and worked in an office. Do you think I'd hear from any of them? I don't know if I would. I don't know.
I 100% understand what you're saying. It's a very cynical way of looking at it, right? When people think, it's a very cynical way of looking at it, like, of course you got friends. But unfortunately, and this is what a lot of men feel the same way, if they're not talking to people or they're not offering something to someone, then they must not be important. Like, why are you talking to me? You're only talking to me because I can give you this, give you that, give you that. And then the people who actually genuinely care, they get filtered through because you're not spotting it. You're not looking at these people going, actually.
Yeah.
Because it takes time. Relationships.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like friendships take time. Like it's not an overnight we're best mates. It's telling each other secrets. And do you know what I mean? So there probably are 1 or 2, 3, maybe a handful of people who generally really want to talk to you and listen and be a friend. But at the same time, I totally understand, especially in the world that you've lived in, there are plenty of people.
I just know it's happened.
That's what I mean.
It's happened. I've seen it. Like I've been doing stuff. I've come away from doing that stuff, and the people that I thought we've been through a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from you once. You haven't messaged me once to say you're right.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen you down such and such for a while. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Silence speaks volumes, doesn't it? And people don't clock that silence. So I spoke to Andy in a while.
Yeah, I don't hear from them. Do
you think that's just? Do you think that's just an age thing? People just getting older and just like, you get work.
You get life. Life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way.
Yeah, I'll
families.
Yeah, yeah. There's been times where I think, well, I need to message such. I haven't seen him for a while. Do you know what I mean? And then next minute it's like, no,
I forgot.
Said I was gonna message him Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's now Sunday. Yeah, I get that. But like, we're talking sometimes a year and a half, you know, and it's like flipping out of everything that we used to be, and not even.
No one is that busy. No one is that busy.
It's just priorities, isn't it?
Bang.
Yeah, it's a matter of priorities, and you know, and that's happened. So now it's like, I think that's why I'm quite a negative person when it comes to it. I 200%. I'll help anyone that wants to talk to me. I'll help. I'm really good like that. And there's people out there that will watch this and go, I know because you helped me,
mate. I've known you for 30 years. I ain't gonna lie. You've been the same. You've been the same when you was at school.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I just feel they're not there. Like, I'm not.
Does it upset you? That no
disappointing. That you know, there's certain people that, but then they could say, I didn't know. I'm like, mate, I don't know from you. Like, you haven't even asked if I'm all right. Like,
do I have to spell it out for you?
Like, I didn't know, but it's more disappointing. This is why I go back to you as if to say, I don't think I've got any friends. You know, I know a lot of people. I've got a lot of mates, and I'll say, all right, and I'll be looked after if, you know, if I went at town, I'd probably get a few people from my mates. But I'd say friends.
Mates.
I don't know if I didn't have my phone, didn't have my phone for all my work. I wonder how many people would message me and say, how's things going? You right?
Yeah, or even turning up at your house and say, mate, I've seen you all.
Well, just pick up that phone and just met you right and heard or send them or anything of you for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think, definitely, I can't even think of 2 or 3 off the top of my head, you know?
Yeah.
If one.
Do you feel you've lost more friends?
Maybe it's me distancing myself a little bit because of, again, everything I've been through with boxing and all that. I'm in my little bubble.
Yeah.
You know, so it could well be. I'm not trying to say it's everyone else and I'm the victim here. I just got my kids and I got my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And that's all it seems to be. And I feel I speak to a lot of people, I message a lot of people. I think I'm gonna hear from such tomorrow because you want training tomorrow, or you know, I get a little conversation because you want training this week. If I wasn't training them or their kids, I don't think I'd hear from them.
They're workmates. They're workmates.
They're like, you're right, and you're right, and oh, we still on for Friday. Do you know what I mean? You don't really care if I'm all right. You just want to know if you're still working, if I'm still working on Friday.
Yeah.
I don't think they care if I'm all right. It's just more of a opening conversation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You want someone to be friends with Andy the man,
as opposed to Andy the boxer. Or the worker, you know, not because you want something from me, just because you generally just want it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just generally want to hang out with me.
Yeah, same. Yeah, good. Not, hey, you right, mate? Yeah, same. Whilst you're on the phone, are we still on for tomorrow?
It's like,
sinking
feeling. I
like,
generally thought you wanted to just check in on.
Yeah.
Don't let that be the norm, mate. Don't sit on that and think, oh, this is my life now. This is me. You know.
No, I'm happy. You know, like
always.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy with my girlfriend and my kids. I'm happy like that. But it's just, you know, people take it. You know, I hear off a lot of people. It's only for work. Yeah. It's only because they want to. I can't remember the last time. Even though I've been through a lot with a certain person, I haven't. It's disappointing, you know, that I haven't. If I come away for a year, do something different, I don't hear from them.
Do you think that's
I'm irrelevant to their life now? It's like, oh, come on, you know.
Do you think that's a man thing? Because men are notoriously bad at reaching out and talking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you was a woman, like it'd be like constant like chat, like you have your group, and it'd be like because women are very good communicators.
Yeah.
Whereas men ain't.
No.
So we're not texting each other like, oh, fancy coming out tonight, or fancy coming down for a coffee or whatever.
No.
We just wait until something happens.
That's it. Yeah, maybe it could well be that. You know, I'm the same. I'm even the same with my own like brother. I don't speak to him every day. He's my brother. I love him to bits. I don't speak to him, but he knows he can message me and I'll be there. You know, straight away, and vice versa. You know, I can message him and he'd help me out straight away.
You just want someone for
but
you.
Yeah, just
you
sometimes it just would be nice to be like, you know, been through a lot with certain people, and
breaks your heart.
And now it's done. Like
breaks your heart, man. I've probably got a handful of friends now that I know I can truly get on. Yeah. That I want to spend my time with. The rest of them just mates. And don't get me wrong, when I see them in the street, like, or they invite me to a party, I'll go. Like, you know what I mean? But I think as you get older, I think it's harder to maintain friendships. And so the realest ones they're more important to keep hold of. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that takes effort as well. It's not something like you can just. Do you know that old saying, like, "Oh, I love you," like an old friend like you haven't seen in years, and then when you meet up, it's like you've never been away. I don't buy that to us. Bullshit. Yeah. Communication, man. A fucking phone call, a text, or do you know what I mean? It's everyone has instant access now. There's no way you can say there's no way. Oh, I didn't read that message, or there's no way to get hold of someone. Yeah. Like the world is connected. Yeah. You know, not like back in the day. You had to go knock on their door. Yeah, you know what I mean? When you were kids, you're like on the bike.
Yeah, on the bike right now.
Like, they're all at Andy's house.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, great though. Good days.
Good days. Yeah. But life gets complicated. Life gets hard. But I think, mate, you 100% took the first step. You know, just talking. And I do believe when you leave here today, you're going to feel so much, not so much better, obviously, but you're going to feel better. Yeah. Because you realise you might not think it, like, oh, what's the point? Nothing's going to change. But even just talking about it is going to lift so much weight off you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so I've been in dark places. On good people don't even realise, you know? And I don't know. They're always going to be up here, aren't they? But it's that saying, mate. That, and I've covered it a few times. When I've had guys come in here and they mention they've had suicidal thoughts. The problem with that is it's a permanent solution. Yes. To a short-term problem. Yes. And there's no going back from that. Nope. Do you know what I mean? So I've had it. I've had them. But you'll if you think about all the times that you've had those dark thoughts, right, and the times when you've been very close to the edge. Yeah, 3 times I would say. Real close. Yeah. What's pulled you back? Kids. It's normally kids. Yeah. Or family. Yeah. It tends to be one of those two. Yeah. Majority of the time. A lot of other reasons, but it's the kids. It's the happy thought. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you're thinking bad, and then that little happy thought. Yeah. And then it pulls you back. Yeah. Like, and that is so underrated because your kids are your happy point. Yeah. So you imagine if you've done what you've done. Yeah. In your age, I'm worth more dead. Yeah, all right, great. They'd use the money to buy an house, but they don't get my kids saying it. They don't get to bring dad up. Yeah. Dad, I've done this, I've done this. Yeah. For you to be proud of them. Yeah, of course. Of course. Look, what I need now. You know, I'd love to ring my dad up now. Yeah. But you're the dad now. For your son. Yeah. You're what your dad was to you. I understand that. But that's why I've got to be all right. It feels like I'm not allowed to be, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so that's why I feel like, regardless who it is, I'm all right. Yeah. I'm all right. I've got to be all right because I've got kids. Yeah. So I'm not allowed to be damaged. I'm not allowed to be down. I'm not allowed to be feeling sorry for myself because I've got kids at home that need me, you know? So any problems I'm having, they got to go. Do you know how much strength it takes to be okay? Does that make sense? Right? So you think how bad you're feeling. Yeah. Right? And that, do you know how much energy that takes to put a smile on? When someone says, how you doing? Put that smile on. Yeah. I've got to be all right. Do you know how much energy that takes? It's fucking doing draining. It constantly. It's draining. Do you think that's why I just want to go home and go to bed? Yeah. Because you're tired, man. You're physically, you're mentally tired. It is draining. And I don't think that's touched on enough. Like, people just think like, oh, yeah, I'm right. But to battle those demons and fight those feelings, you're just constantly thinking, I'm tired of fighting, man. It's that internal pain. When's it going to end? Oh, mate. I'd love to give you an answer.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
6 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
I still
honestly,
go.
I go work, come home 12 o'clock till 4. I got a break. I go to sleep because I'm tired.
Do you read?
No,
can't read.
Mrs. reads, so I'm not the best.
She reads to you.
Yeah. If the book ain't got pictures in, I struggle.
Flip book.
Yeah. But no, I don't read. No,
mate. Honestly, I know it's the most easiest thing, and it sounds really cheesy, but even just reading, some autobiographies, Xboxers.
Yeah, I've read one book.
Yeah,
the own autobiography.
Yeah.
I read that.
Enjoyed it?
It makes you sleepy. It does make you tired. Reading makes you tired.
I thought you meant his story.
No, it's like
No
I don't know.
Eddie.
I just feel like again, reading it gets you through the day. What's it doing? Masking your problems.
It's not so much masking your problems. It's you've got to stop looking at things as things to mask the problems. You have to not approach the problem. You have to recognize the problems. Yeah. You have to recognize that you're in a bad way, right? For a start.
Yeah.
Because you can't hide it.
Yeah.
And then it's like you said earlier about your mum and dad saying, right, what do we do then, Anne? How are we going to get over this?
Yeah.
You know, just think in your mind what they'd be saying to you, right, and how are we going to get over this?
Yeah.
So then start doing those things. When you have that time to yourself, I know you say like you go to sleep. If you need to sleep because you're physically tired or whatever, because your hours that you do, then that's fair enough. But even like I love walking. Like I got the
I love walking. Around. Yeah.
Podcast on and just go for a walk, right? Or reading or anything like that. It's not a case of trying to find something to mask what's going on. And it's not a case of just trying to find something
to fill your time.
To fill your time. You've got to, and one of my favorite sayings at the moment is, like triggers, yeah? So something that could trigger you.
Yeah.
So I call them like trigger downs. Try and find trigger ups. So there must be. Let me touch on. There must be something you enjoy doing.
No, I like to go walks with a girlfriend and whatnot, and we chill out. I don't know. That's the thing, Shane. Like
you're struggling to adjust.
My work, my work is in the gym, so I'm always around boxing. Right, I'm always around it. And I love it. I love boxing. Yeah. I'm good. I can't do it myself, and it is getting easier at times. So. But that's what I do. I work, come home, go to sleep. Work, come home, go to sleep. And I'll spend time with my kids.
Yeah.
And now, at the minute, spending time with my kids, training them in boxing. Yeah. Because Ellie wants to learn boxing. Yeah. Josh, a boxer. So I'm training him. It just seems to be a lot of, I don't know, just, you're saying what do I like to do? Again, I think you ask most boxers, they're the same because it's their life. With boxing, it's your life.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's gone. Yeah. Now I've got to think of little hobbies. I used to play a bit of golf with my brother. Yeah. I used to enjoy a bit of golf. I'm not good at it, but I used to play a bit of golf. Yeah, I suppose it was all right. I used to do that as my little relaxing time whilst I was boxing. Keep you out of trouble. Yeah. Don't involve drinking if you don't want it to. So, I used to do a bit of golf, but I don't think there is anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you have to go and find something.
Like a hobby. Yeah. But I'm saying this and it's making me sound quite sad.
No. It's not. It's a vocation. Boxing. It's not just a job. It's in you.
It seems my life. Yeah. It's my life.
What I'm saying is trying to find something outside of boxing. So you're not just identified by boxing. With me, you're not just Andy the boxer.
I am.
You are.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is try and find that. Do you know? I'm not just that. There's a lot more about me you don't know. There's a lot more, that I am as a person outside of boxing, and it's exploring that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're working all day in boxing, you're thinking about boxing all day, constant and what you said earlier about feeling sad that you can't do it anymore. You're constantly surrounded by that memory of what you wanted to do and can't do no more.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to try and find something that it's not boxing. That is Andy the person as opposed to Andy the boxer.
Yeah, I'm surrounded, but that's my job. You know, I think that's why I come away from it in the first place. You know, I didn't want to be that guy no more. You know, I'm not a boxer. I didn't want to be around it. I didn't even like the sport.
Yeah.
So I went back on the building sites, had my evenings back.
Missed it too much.
Didn't last too long, and now I'm back in the gyms again.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. If that's your thing, then that's your thing. Do you know what I mean? But I suppose what I'm trying to say is just trying to trigger up and do more things that you're happy with. Can you change your hours at all?
I'm self-employed tonight, so I can do the hours that.
Maybe don't do so early.
I need to learn to say no. You know, like I'm like, right, I'm only doing Tuesday at 6 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But then someone else wants it, and that's like, I'm self-employed, it's money, and I get a situation where I don't want to be too comfortable.
Yeah.
Because before you know it, they're gone. You know, and then it's like, flipping out. I ain't really doing a lot, you know, and then it starts affecting your money, your livelihood, you know. So I don't want to be too comfortable. I need to always.
No, I get that.
You know,
I get that, but
I can't just pick the hours that I work. Like I don't want to say, right, I'll start work at 9 because that ain't no good. Because
people want to go before work.
Yeah. So I know it's unsociable hours, you know, and then people want to train after work. So that's why I said I got a gap.
Yeah.
You know, from about 11 o'clock till about 3:30. I don't really have many people in. Yeah. So I do a little bit of training myself, go home, go to sleep, have something to eat, then go back. And I'm back down there at 9 and then back in.
Yeah, imagine that'd be great.
It's just constant. It's just, but no one's forced me to do that. No one's put a gun to your head and said, look, you got to work the sites, you got to do these hours. It's just what I do. I try to do anything to help people out. You know, if people want training at 5:30 in the morning, then I have to do that, like, you know, because they want training. Like,
I get that, mate. I suppose with what you're doing, a lot of people, it's like going to the gym. People, they have to go early or to go after work, don't they? And then
it's unsociable hours, and that's just that's just the way it is. Yeah. That's fine with me. I don't mind because I don't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't go out drinking, so I don't. You know.
Yeah, mate. If it's working for you, then that's fine. I think. For you, like you said, you've touched on it. It's that other side at the moment and dealing with the grief.
You know, I've got no outlet. I've got no, because like I said, I've really got friends. You know, I used to speak to Dad for an hour on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, and we'd just talk, go round in circles, but we'd just be talking.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that no more. You know, so sometimes I find myself going to church and I'll speak to him in there.
Yeah.
It's not the same, but it's just my way of dealing with it. I'm gonna go and talk to Dad. You know, my girlfriend didn't know what I mean. Yeah. She knows I'm going to the cathedral. Yeah. I'm going to sit in there for 10 minutes and speak to Dad. Just not nice. It really hurts me, you know. Like I need someone to speak to, and it's my mum and dad.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't speak to them. I can't.
Yeah.
So.
You've been to the doctors?
No.
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 Do you feel that's an avenue for you?
I went to the doctors because obviously I couldn't sleep at night. You know, I was having sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And they're just saying it's where your brain is so overgoing.
Did you tell them why?
Yeah, they know, like, I didn't tell them about my mum passing or anything. It was since I've retired from boxing. Right? They think that's all they knew. It's from the bottom. I said, what it is I think it's high white blood cells anyway because of stress, you know, or if you're ill, you get it. You know, and that's all it is. It's just through stress, and so I struggle to sleep at night through it. It's just so horrible. I just feel shit, like, you know, like quite a lot of the time. But I just got to mask it because I'm training people, and I can't walk into the gym like this with my pads on and like ding ding round well. Right, okay, jab. You know, I got to be like, I got to lift them up. Otherwise, if I'm like this, they're going to be like this.
No, but I get that because that's your job. And You've got to go in there with that energy, and I get that. But it's when you stop, so then that time in between these sessions, using that time to build on yourself. Sleep is one of the biggest things, man. Like if you're not sleeping, it fucks you up.
Yeah.
If you're not sleeping, like it's hard to deal with things.
Yeah.
You're not resetting each night.
Yeah, you're tired. You don't want to be there.
Yeah. And if your body's tired, your brain's like, oh. But you know, these people come in, they're paying money.
Yes.
They're paying money to come in. They want
to feel good.
Yeah.
They don't want to be going out ringing, Fucking hell, Andy's got problems.
Yeah. Do you? It's one thing that I'm trying to sort of really focus on with this is about like exercise.
Yeah.
So obviously you're quite used to exercising and like training.
Maybe I don't exercise enough now because I don't have to. You know, kind of like rebelling a little bit. Maybe my body's just tired.
Yeah.
I've trained 3 times a day for the last God knows how many years for all my life. I don't really. But yeah, you're going on about exercise and the amount of people that message and go, "And can you get me?" And I'm like, "I can't." Like, oh, I really need to. Like, I'm struggling big time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm meant to be at home with my girlfriend now. Like Thursdays is my evening off or whatever, you know. But I have to go in because he's struggling. Like, it's more than just a workout for him.
Yeah.
The amount of people that I train, more than half, are only training not because they want to be boxers, not because they want to look like this.
It's because
it's up here.
Yeah.
It helps them.
It's very important. I mean, I think you would agree, wouldn't you? So like exercise is really good for mental health.
Maybe that's what my problem is. Maybe it's because I've retired and I've gone through all of these all at once. Do you know what I mean? It's not like gradually. It's like in the last 4 years, I'm not boxing no more. I've separated from my family. I've lost my mum. I've lost my dad. Everything's happened in that channel. And now I've got like...
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling like that. I'm like, I don't even really want to train. I don't want to train. Maybe I need, whereas before I had the reason why. I was training for my kids. I was training for boxing. I was training, do you know what I mean? And people ask me how I done it. I just done it because I had a big reason why. And it's fine.
Yeah. Now the reason's not as prominent.
But now I haven't got that reason why. It doesn't matter if I miss a session. It doesn't matter if, like, I don't know. And I don't know what it is. That's the problem. I can't pin it. I don't know if it's because I've retired from boxing, I'm missing boxing. I don't know if it's because my family routine's different. I don't know if it's the loss of my mum and dad. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to...
It's all of it.
Yeah.
It's all of it, mate. What you've, like, for the last 4 years, what you've gone through. Do you know what I mean? Like, losing both your parents, your career coming to an end, you know, your family situation changing.
I've been living here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. No stability.
Yeah. I know, and it will only get better. It will get better. I understand that.
But it don't act right now. And that's the thing. It's all right, people saying, "Oh, it's going to get better, mate. Give it time."
Yeah. Time's a healer. And I'm like, all right. My times I've heard that, you know, I'm still feeling shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like...
But accepting you're feeling shit, mate. Like, acknowledging it. Like, that's half the battle. A lot of people don't understand why. They're like, why am I feeling like this? I understand why you feel it. You've gone through a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
And it's not something you can turn off overnight. It's the journey.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one thing, like, me coming on here, like, because obviously I'm very good at masking. I'm not... It's me, Andy. I'm all right. I'm all right. I get up, I'll do whatever. I'm always up here. I'm always the lightest in the gym, taking the mick out of people, getting the banter back at me. But I'm telling you now, I'm not all right.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, maybe I don't know what it is, but I need some sort of help.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel my mum died on a Tuesday evening. I was taking a class in boxing. Like, I haven't had time to, you know, I've just carried on, and people have said, "You're gonna have a breakdown."
Yeah.
You're gonna break down, and I feel
you recognizing it.
I feel I am fighting daily for it not to be today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, mate, yeah. Do you know what? Someone said that the other day.
I feel like I need to. I feel like I need to have a breakdown or something. I just feel like just fuck everything off.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone. Don't.
Mate, but you have the power to do that. Like, with work, just say, for example, I know it's, you know, money as well, but for a month or two, just say, right, I'm not doing those classes in the morning.
Yeah.
I can only do this time for... That's all great, and I know what you're saying, you let people down, but you have to start thinking about yourself.
Yes, I was just about to say that then. I said, the thing is, then I'm letting people down. Right? There's times I think, right, I'm not gonna work on a Saturday. I need weekends for myself again.
Yeah.
Right? Saturday is the only day that I get to train. 6-year-old kid, he's loving it. He's got his gloves. He's sending me pictures of him in his garden. And then there's me saying, and his dad saying, if you're not good at school, you ain't going training with Andy, mind. I'll tell Andy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there's me messaging saying, I can't train you Saturday. Like,
Yeah, but mate, that's not your responsibility.
That's his training, you know. And then girls wanting to train in there, and I'm like, shit, no.
Start with 1 month, one Saturday a month, 100%. Right, last Saturday a month, guys. There'll be no training. That weekend is purely for me.
Yeah,
and sticking with it.
Yeah, it's like the thing is on Saturdays now I have my kids, right? So I don't work anyway. Yeah. I used to work in the morning because my girls are a bit older now, so I could go to work while she was sleeping.
Even on a Friday, to say, right, I'm not working on that Friday, so you've got 3 days for you and your family, you and your girlfriend, weekends and family.
Yeah, I get it.
You have the power to make these choices.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. People are like, I say, I'm working till 9 o'clock tonight, and people say, one guy in particular, you go, yeah, well, you want sympathy off me for? You're your own boss.
Yeah.
Like, you said you would work it. No one's told you had to.
No one's forced you. You've said, I'll do it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I know. I get it. Your own destiny. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm not like trying to play a victim or anything like that. It's just I feel I'm gonna let people down. People, it's their mental health. You know, if I can't train certain people on a Friday, they're gonna struggle next week because they haven't had their outlet.
Yeah. And that's a great sacrifice, but you're sacrificing your mental health at the expense of
I get that.
Their mental health, so at the expense of your mental health. Like, do you understand?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I put myself on the back because I'm all right.
Yeah,
I'm all right. Yeah. Like, what am I gonna do if I'm not there? Sit at home and think of problems. Yeah. Like, so I just go to work. Like, I'm all right.
But you're not.
I'm not all right. No, I'm not. But
everything that you're doing, if it carries on the same,
I am going to break down.
You're only going to be this. That's what I'm saying. So you have to make this choice now and go, do you know what I'm doing now is great for everyone else, but it's not great for me. If I carry on, you're going to break down. Don't do overnight things because I think that'll fuck you up. Do a small little thing. So let's just say, for example, your last session is 8 o'clock. That's my last session now. Or last Friday of the month. I'm not working out last Friday. Just little things, slowly, because that's the career thing. With you talking to someone, like I said, there's groups, there's Man Up, there's loads of help. You just got to find it, and you got to want to find it.
Yeah.
And the other one is your sleep thing. You've got to get that sleep.
Yeah, I do need more sleep. Does
that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
But it's 100%. It's in your hands, mate. No one's gonna.
Yeah, like, I get it.
Stop people coming in the door at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I get it. I've just been truthful with myself. I just can't imagine myself sitting there talking to people.
But you're talking to me.
We're right. We're mate. We're not talking to you.
You're still talking to me.
Not talking to you to solve my problem. I'm talking to you because we're mates. I would have bumped into you at the garage and I would be talking to you. Do you know what I mean?
I get it. So a lot of people don't like talking to friends.
I'm talking to you in front of here so people can relate.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully I'll help people. Yeah. I don't know how this conversation will help people or whether it's just
interesting. They've probably turned off by now.
Yeah, we have been going on for a while, haven't we? But yeah.
Mate, honestly, that's the whole point of this. Is for people to, and I wanted to start this for real people, real problems, and people just like to watch it and go, I get like that sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, for people to realize that you're not on your own. You're not on your own. But because we don't talk as men, no one knows. So everyone's walking around, headed amazing, masking, like you said, and hopefully, something comes of it. So what we do is whenever I get a guest in, I'm going to tell you a question. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What the last guy left, and then I want you to give me a question to leave for the next guy.
Right. Okay. I don't quite. Yeah. I think I'm getting it.
Right.
I know what...
So when we had Gareth in the studio,
yeah,
Gareth's question was, and I think you've covered this already, but go again. Gareth's question was, do you feel you give enough back?
Do I feel I give enough back?
Yeah.
I do feel like I give enough back, to be honest. I do feel I will help anyone. And I think people know that. People, yeah, I do feel like I give enough back. I might, yeah, I do, and that's a good thing to feel. Now I've answered that. I do feel I do give enough back. People are like, I'm a good guy.
Yeah,
like, I am a good person.
Yeah,
I do give enough back. Yeah, the answer to that question.
That's
yeah.
it. That's all you need to say.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like, do I? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
do I?
yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Brilliant.
Now I've got to think of a question to ask the next
You
guy.
think of a question.
So my question would be, if someone come up to you with the problems that you've got, what would you tell them?
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that a good question?
Yeah. How would you answer your own problem?
Yeah. If you speak to yourself in the mirror, like, what would that mirror say back to you? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like it.
Is that a good question?
That's a good question. I like it. Okay. Yeah, that's a really good question. I really enjoyed that. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna wrap that up there, and hopefully,
thanks for listening. Let's raffle on.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll do some magic editing.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna earn the money on that.
It might take me a while. I might launch it next year, but we'll get there. Again, thank you everyone for watching. I've been Shane Mitchell. This is How Men Talk. We've had Andy in the studio. Thank you very much for coming, Andy.
You're welcome. Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah, by all means, as always, I say like and subscribe, leave some comments in the box, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Thank you.